Hello students, heartily welcome to all of you on this YouTube channel. So today you see that in front of you I have some special topic regarding class 10. Actually this is the video for class 10 and to understand some basic things about nomenclature of organic compound. Actually if we consider about the naming system of organic compound, so for that purpose a globalized institute that is called IUPAC. Actually this institute is occur in Geneva. Okay, so this institute provide globalized and a standard name of particular compounds which belong to organic compound. Okay, and for naming of that particular compound, for naming of some specific compound, some specific sets of rules are also provided by this institute. Actually the full form of IUPAC is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, International IUP of Pure and Applied Chemistry, IUPAC. Okay, so according to some basic rules of IUPAC, we just explain about the naming of organic compound in front of you. Okay, so the first thing is what? The first important thing is hydrocarbon. So in previous video I explained this thing, what is hydrocarbon, what are hydrocarbons actually. So I said what, that it is the compounds of carbon and hydrogen. Okay, carbon and hydrogen, these are the two basic elements which must be occur in organic compound. But we have some exception also. Means there are number of compound which has carbon but not considered as organic compound, such as oxides of carbon. It means carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. We have carbonate, that is CO3 2 minus. We have bicarbonate also. Bicarbonate, it means HCO3 minus. We have carbide also, that is CaC2. Okay, we have carbon disulfide also, okay, that is CS2. So actually these types of compounds are not considered as organic compound. Actually they belong to inorganic compound. Actually they all are inorganic compound. Okay, they all are inorganic compound. Now as I say that in this video we just explain about the naming of organic compound. So if we divide this hydrocarbon, we have information that we have two types of hydrocarbon: saturated hydrocarbon and unsaturated hydrocarbon. Okay, so saturated hydrocarbon consists what? It consists single covalent bond between carbon atom. But in this category we have double or triple covalent bond. So in this video, first of all, we discuss about the naming of saturated hydrocarbon. It means that types of carbon which has single covalent bond. Okay, so let us start. The first thing here, so naming of saturated hydrocarbon. Okay, so naming of saturated hydrocarbon. So for naming, you must have information that there are two parts of the naming. Naming has actually two parts. So the first part is called as prefix and the second part is called as suffix. We have two parts, prefix and suffix. So prefix is the first part of naming and suffix is the second part of naming. It is actually first part and it is actually second part. This one is the second part. So after combination of first and second part, we have to provide the complete name of given compound. Now the prefix also has two different subpart, two subcategory, that is primary prefix and secondary prefix. And if we consider about in case of suffix, it also has two subcategory, that is primary suffix and secondary suffix. Okay, now if we consider about the primary prefix, so in your standard in class 10, only one primary prefix is necessary for you, that is called cyclo. Actually cyclo is considered as primary prefix. Okay, if we consider about the secondary prefix, so actually secondary prefix deals the number of carbon atom occur in the compound. Number of carbon atom occur in compound. What does it means? That if number of carbon atom is 1, then simply we said meth. If the number of carbon atom is 2, then we simply said eth. If 3, then prop. If 4, then but. If 5, then pent. If 6, then hex. If 7, then hept. If 8, then oct. If 9, then none. If 10, then dec. This type of things. Okay. If you have 20, C20, that is called icos. If you have C30, that is called triacont. Okay, so these are the prefix which is used, secondary prefix which is used to provide some specific name for given carbon compound, given organic compound. Okay, now we just deal what about secondary prefix, secondary suffix. First of all, suffix. So suffix is the last part of the naming. Okay, so here we first have primary suffix, we have primary suffix. Okay, so primary suffix actually it determines what? Nature of bond. It determines nature of bond. Nature of bond means what? If, as I see that there are three types of bonding occur in organic compound. If it is single covalent bond, if it is double covalent bond, if it is triple covalent bond. So for single covalent bond, simply we add "-ane". We add what? "-ane". If double covalent bond occur in the compound, simply we add "-ene". We add "-ene". And if we have triple covalent bond, then we add "-ine". So these are the primary prefix. Okay. Now if we consider about the secondary suffix, these are actually primary suffix. If we have secondary suffix, then actually secondary suffix belongs to the heteroatomic radical. It is actually heteroatomic radical. So heteroatomic radical means what? Actually it is also called as functional group. It is called as functional group. Okay. So functional group is what? Functional group is those parts of organic compound, those parts of organic compounds which determine its chemical properties. Okay. Here we have some example related to it. If we have OH, okay, then the compound belong to alcohol, and as a secondary suffix we add, for OH we add what? All. Okay. If we have CHO, actually it is CHO, it is aldehyde, and for that we use al. As a secondary suffix we use al. If we have COOH, so that is what? That is carboxylic acid. And as a secondary suffix we use oic acid. So there are number of examples regarding that. Okay. So in first part we just explain about the naming of primary suffix level. Okay. So now we start naming based on primary prefix plus secondary prefix plus primary suffix. Actually we have naming in this category. We have naming of this category. So here we have this type of compound. Okay. We put hydrogen here. Okay. So how much? First of all, this is cyclic compound. So as a primary prefix we use cyclo. Okay. 3 carbons are there. So for 3 carbon we have what? We have prop. As I said you, prop. So cycloprop. Okay. Then all of the carbon are attached together with the help of single covalent bond. Okay. So it means ane. So this part is primary prefix, this part is secondary prefix, and this part is primary suffix. So on that particular combination we have cyclopropane. If we have such type of compound, if the compound is this category, okay, this type, So how many carbon there? 4. This is also a cyclic compound. So simply we called it what? Cyclobutane. Why? Because cyclic compound, we use primary prefix here, but that is on the basis of secondary prefix, and ane, single covalent bond occur, that's why ane, so that is primary suffix. So primary prefix, secondary prefix plus primary suffix, it means what? Cyclobutane. If we have compound in this type of structure, okay, this is the compound. So now we called it what? Cyclopentane. For 5 carbon atom we have pent, okay, and ane for single covalent bond, cyclic compound, that's why. Okay, if we have carbon arranged in this pattern, okay, in this pattern, so now we called it what? Cyclohexane. So I think you all must know about that, how we can provide some specific name to given compound. Okay, so this is about first condition, that we have primary prefix, secondary prefix and primary suffix. Now the next thing regarding that, we just have name of double bonded compound, that is naming of alkene. Naming of alkene. Okay, so in this category, for naming of alkene, what we can done? So we can simply provide what? Here alk act as a what? Secondary suffix, secondary prefix, and ene act as a primary suffix. Okay, and if we have the common formula for that, if we have general formula for that, so we have CnH2n. Okay, so here we put the value of n is 1, then we have C1H2 into 1, it means CH2. So as you see that this compound is commonly not possible. Why? Because only 2 hydrogen not satisfy the bonding nature of that carbon. So not possible. This compound is not possible. Why not possible? Due to unsatisfy bonding nature of carbon. Okay, now if we have the value of n is 2, then we will find C2H2 into 2. Okay, and we have C2H4. Now C2H4, so as you see, this is actually double bonded compound. Double bond occur between carbon atom at single site. It is very important. At single site, double bond must be occur between the carbon atom. So if we have formula, that is C2H4, and if we have bonded structure, that is a structural formula, so we can write a double bond between carbon atom, and here we put hydrogen and hydrogen. Okay, if you want to draw the electron dot structure, this is also very easy. that you put carbon and carbon together. Here we have hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. So hydrogen has 1 electrons and carbon has 4 electrons. So 1, 1, 2, 3. So 4 and 4 carbon electrons are also for this carbon. So we have hydrogen as a duet. We have hydrogen as a duet. These 2 electrons get shared between the carbon and hydrogen, and carbon as a octet. Why? Because we have 4, 2, 6 and 2, 8. For this carbon, octet, and for this carbon 2, 4 and 6. Here we also have duet for carbon and octet for duet for hydrogen and octet for carbon. Okay, so this is what? This is dot structure for carbon. If we have condensed formula, actually this one is a structural formula. This one is a structural formula. Okay, and if we have condensed formula, because in organic chemistry we have condensed formula also. Here I write condensed formula. Okay, so condensed formula, this part we have to write CH2 and then double bond, then we have CH2 in this manner. Okay, so this one is condensed formula. Okay, so 2 types of formula is generally used for this compound, but if we take the value of n is equal to 3, then we have C3H2 into 3, and now we have C3S6. So as a structural formula we write in this form also, H, H, H. Okay, here we write single H. Why? Because the carbon atom has only 4 bond, so 2 bond here and 2 bond here, and here we write. So as a condensed formula we can write it how much? How? CF, condensed formula. So condensed formula we can write it CS3 CH and then CH2. This one is the condensed formula for that particular compound. And what is the name of that compound? If we consider about the name of that compound, so we have 2 carbon, it means what? Eth, and we have double bond, then we have ethene. So eth belong to what? It belong to secondary prefix, and ene belong to primary suffix. Okay, so secondary prefix and primary suffix. For this compound we have to write the name of this compound, that is 3. For 3 carbon we have prop, and for double bond we have ene, so we can simply say it propene. Okay, I think this is very important and you can easily understand by this example. I have also some other example regarding this topic. So if we have the number of carbon is 4, it means that n is equal to 4. Then we have what? Then we have C4H8. This is our what? This is our molecular formula. If we have a structure of this particular compound, sorry, this one is not. So we can provide double bond at this carbon. Now for other carbon we have single bond. So we can provide single hydrogen. Why? Because 4 number of bonds are already satisfied. Here we have 2 hydrogen and here we have 3 hydrogen. So now the condensed formula is what? CH2, CH, CH2 and CH3. This one is the condensed formula. Okay, and a special type of formula is also denoting for this type of compound, that is bond line formula also. This formula is used in higher classes. So here I want to introduce some basic things regarding that. So bond line formula is what? You can write this compound in this manner: CH2, CH, here we have double bond, CH2 and CH3. Actually the arrangement of this compound in this manner. So we cannot write such complex thing regarding bond line formula. We simply write in this form. Okay, so here this point, this point, this point and this point, these all are carbon, and we have double bond at this area. We have double bond at this area, and hydrogen is understood. Actually it is not necessary to mention hydrogen on that formula. Actually hydrogen is understood. So here we have 2 hydrogen, here we have 1 hydrogen, here 2 hydrogen, and here we have 3 hydrogen. Okay, so this one is called as bond line formula. Now if we have bond line formula, then we can also write this formula as in this manner. So here double bond occur at this carbon atom. We can also write this type of formula, this type of molecular formula in this manner. Okay, so for that purpose we have to provide counting for locating the double bond. So here the counting is what? 1 2 3 4. Here we count 1 2 3 4, and here we count 1 2 3 4. As you see that we start counting from that area where this double bond is near about. So it is actually a kind of rule which belongs to IUPAC, that you must count, you must locate the any new thing which occur on the hydrocarbon in such a manner that that new thing become closer from your counting point of view. Okay, so I just write about it. Counting should be done that way in which new things on hydrocarbon should be nearby. Should be nearby. It must be nearby. It is very necessary. So if in this purpose, if there is double bond here, and you count 1 2 3 4, so this type of counting is wrong. This is not a correct counting. This is wrong counting. Okay, and this type of counting is correct. That's why for this compound we start counting from this way, and for this compound we start counting from this way. Now what about the naming of such compound? So for naming you must have the formula of naming is that you must have secondary prefix, then after locant, secondary prefix, then after locant, and then after what? Then after primary suffix. This is the way by which you can provide the name of that particular compound. It means for this compound we can write what? So secondary prefix means what? The number of carbon atom. So number of carbon atom is how much? 4. So we simply said it but. Now the locant means what? Locant is actually that carbon on which some specific things, some special things are get attached. So double bond attached to the first carbon. So we have dash and then 1. Okay, we have dash. If I provide this 1, this one is 2 and this one is 3. So I have giving the name of 1. So but 1, and now we have primary suffix. So primary suffix regarding the nature of bond. So nature of bond is double bond. So we simply said it in. So this is the name of first compound, that is but 1 in. If we have naming for second compound, so here we have what? As a secondary prefix we simply write but, and as a locant we have 2. Why? Because the double bond starting from second carbon, so simply we say 2, and then double bond, that's why we say ene. So we can write but 1 ene or but 1 ene. For this compound, for third compound, we simply write what? We have counting, we have make counting from this way. So again we have but for which purpose? Actually but provide you the name of secondary prefix on the basis of number of carbon atom. Then after on first carbon, so we have 1 and then ene. So this is but 1 ene. So this is about the naming of double bonded compound which have formula that is CnH2n. Okay, so I think you easily understand about that. Okay, now the next thing is we have triple covalent bond. Naming of alkyne. We have now naming of alkyne. So in that case we find that alkyne have triple covalent bond between carbon atom, between C atom. Now triple covalent bond occur between C atom. It means what? If we have general formula regarding that, so general formula is what? CnH2n minus 2. This is the general formula, CnH2n minus 2. Okay, now CnH2n minus 2, again we put the value of n is 1, then we will find that we have C1H2 into 1 minus 2, then finally we have CH0. Okay, so again you know that this is not possible, this one is not possible. Why not possible? Because the bonding of carbon is not satisfied by the 0 hydrogen here. Okay, now if we have n value 2, then simply we have 2 into 2 minus 2 and we have C2H2. So we have triple covalent bond between carbon here. If we have dot structure, here hydrogen has single electron in its outermost orbit and carbon has 4 electrons. So hydrogen complete its duet and carbon able to complete octet. In previous video I explained these things in front of you. Okay, so here 6 electrons get shared, that's why 3 covalent bond. Here 2 electrons here, that's why single covalent bond. Here 2 electrons here, that's why single covalent bond. So this is the structural formula. This is called Lewis dot structure. Okay, and this one is the structural formula. Now what is the name of that particular compound? So for that purpose we have 2 carbon, and as a secondary prefix we simply said it eth, and for triple covalent bond we simply say it what? Ine. So this is the name of compound, ethyne. Okay, so here eth belong to secondary prefix and ine belong to primary suffix. Okay, so this is about the name, and the another important name is also available for that compound, that is acetylene, that is acetylene. This is also very common name for that particular compound. It is also very important name. Okay, now if we have the value of N is 3 here. So we will find C3H4 according to formula, and now we have 3 carbon. We can put triple covalent bond at this carbon. Here we have single covalent bond. Why? Because the 4 bonds get already complete, and here we have 3. So we put hydrogen in front of that single covalent bond. And if we have condensed formula of this particular compound, we have CH, C and CS3. This is the condensed formula. We can also develop bond line formula. Okay, so bond line formula is what? We simply write in this form. Here we have triple covalent bond. Okay, here we have triple covalent bond. This one is carbon, this one is carbon, and this one is carbon, 3 carbons. Okay, and what is the name of that particular compound? Simply we can name it prop and ine. So prop belong to again secondary prefix, ine belong to primary suffix. Now if we have the value of N is 4, then we have C4H6, and a structural formula is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we put here triple bond, single covalent bond, hydrogen, here we put 2 hydrogen, and here we put 3 hydrogen. Okay, if we have condensed formula regarding this compound, so we have CHC, CH2, CH3. Okay, if we have bond line formula for this, we simply provide triple covalent bond in this area. Okay, so according to this formula, we can provide triple covalent bond in this area. We can also provide triple covalent bond in this area. It means, first of all, we just write the name of that particular compound. So simply we can say it but-ine. This is called as but-ine. But according to state of locant, on the basis of locant rule, we can write it 1, 2, 3, 4, and we simply say it but-1-ine. This is the perfect name. Why? Because the triple covalent bond occur in first carbon here. Okay. Now if we have this type of a structure regarding that compound, triple bond given at this area. Okay, here we have hydrogen and triple bond occur at this area. So you will find what? CS3, then we have C, then we have C again, and again we have CS3. This one is the condensed formula. If we have bond line formula of this particular compound, in this type, we simply count the name of number of carbon here. Okay, so we have the name for that particular compound but-2-ine. Why 2? Because these 2 represent the locant of that particular triple covalent bond which occurred in that given compound. Okay, so this is about the naming of. Here in this video we just provide naming of alkane. Even we also provide name for cycloalkane. We also have the name of cycloalkane, alkane. We also know about the name of alkene and alkyne. Okay, we learn about cycloalkane, alkane and alkene and alkyne, some basic things about that. Okay, so in higher classes you must read about some specific type of naming system for that particular compound, but these are some basic things which is required by you in your standard, in standard 10. Okay, so I think these topics are now clear in front of you, and this video is also helpful for you all to revise such types of things which is given in your textbook also. Okay, so thank you for being with us.